Good afternoon. Welcome back to the shed. Now, it is getting to be quite fall-like here. Leaves are changing. The wind is picking up and blowing all said leaves off. We are experiencing bits of cold. However, today is not that. It is 70 degrees right now. Which is a little bit odd for this area. I'm not gonna lie. Today, I am smoking my Boswell's Freehand Plateau in that gorgeous black stain. Look at that orange stem. I know, I use softy bits and there's a reason to that. One, I'm not very much of a clencher. When I do clench, I clench hard. And because of that, I don't want to tear up stems, especially really beautiful stems. Secondly, because I'm not a clencher, it means I'm taking my pipe in and out of my mouth constantly during the smoke. That bit of rubber on there gives me a frame of reference. Just like any of you that do shooting on your rifle, it is nice to have a frame of reference where you put your hand on the forearm of or on the foregrip of the rifle. Also on your pistol for your trigger finger, when you take that trigger off, or that finger off the trigger, like you should have most of the time, it's nice to have a frame of reference. If you own a Glock or any other polymer frame pistol, it's really easy to stipple where your finger should be on there. But yeah, it's a frame of reference. So that way I always put the pipe in the right place in my mouth. I'm not going and sticking the pipe way down my throat. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. No. Today we're going to be talking about adventure. Oh, what am I smoking in this? Goodness gracious me, what am I smoking this? I am smoking some Briar Works Back Down South. It's actually quite a good tobacco. So, adventure. Now this kind of harkens back to Defiant Pipes and Pottsville Piper. We're kind of talking about, you know, being scared and how it's good to be scared of things. When I was growing up, I was the first child, firstborn. And because of that, my parents wanted to make sure that I was very, very protected. That nothing bad could ever happen to me. And because of that, I was very sheltered. I led a sheltered childhood. I remember specifically, asking my parents for a BB gun. No, you cannot have a BB gun. And I did not understand why, because the group of friends I had, they all had BB guns. I was the odd man out that was left to shoot everybody else's BB gun. And I asked my parents why, and I wasn't really given a good reason. So I asked them, well, can I have a slingshot? Thinking that maybe the power was the thing that was wrong with it. No, you cannot have a slingshot. Okay, so I didn't have a slingshot. Didn't get that either. And because it could hurt me. And I was never encouraged to do anything adventurous. I thought about playing sports in high school. I really wanted to play tennis. No, we just don't think tennis is the best thing for you. Okay, what can I play? Oh, you can play golf. Didn't want to play golf. At least, not for the school. I enjoyed golf, getting to spend time with my grandfather and uncle. But that's why I did it, not because I like golf in particular. I mean, I do like golf, but yeah. And so that's the way, up until I left for college, things went. I was very much encouraged to stay inside, not do anything strenuous, and not really adventure for myself. So, I get into college. And it was into college, but out of safety. In a good way. And I remember that very first time when my parents left the dorm at Kansas State University, and I lied there in my bed, looking up at the ceiling, and I thought, I can do anything. There's nobody to tell me no anymore. Luckily, I was of the sort that I didn't get myself into trouble. I didn't do anything stupid. But all of a sudden, started doing things like hiking. And I cycled a lot more. I found a group of friends that we went cycling a lot. We rode cardboard down the staircases in the dorms. Well, I didn't. I watched other people do that because it was kind of easy to break your neck on that one. Saw many a close call. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I did somewhat break the law. I had a beer. Well, I had several beers when I entered college. And not to lie, I only wanted the good shit. Didn't want Coors, didn't want Budweiser, didn't want Miller. I want the good stuff. Because if I was taking a risk and I was being adventurous, I'm going to make it worth it. And that's the way I was for a while. I actually took a lot of adventure. Bringing me to my biggest adventure at all, which, if I had listened to my parents, I probably would have never done. I moved here. I moved 17 hours away from anybody I knew. It was a great escape and a great adventure. And whilst adventuring and doing more adventurous things, I became to enjoy life more. Taking the risk, doing things that were out of my comfort zone, doing things I had never done before, were bringing me joy. And the more I thought about it, I could not see why my parents decided to take the choice of keeping me sheltered and safe rather than letting me be a boy. Well, I was a boy. Rather than letting me experience adventure. Because the way I was and the way things turned out could have been a lot worse. I could have done some really stupid things because I had never been able to do them before. Or had the thought that I could do those. So it was a rather interesting point for me. Now, I cannot imagine life without adventure. Sometimes it's as simple as taking the long way home down a country road you've never been. Or other times, I can think of a time it was rather silly that I did this. I decided to go hiking at dusk with no light. Why would I live without adventure? And why should anybody else? So, with that, take some adventure if you haven't lately. Go to the next town over that you haven't been to in a long time. Take the old road home. Do something a little bit crazy. Hell, climb a tree. Now, with that, found a quote from Amelia Earhart today, and that is, "Adventure is worthwhile in itself." And with that, my friends, till I see you again, be kind and good to each other.